My name is Susan Mack. I'm 27 years old, and until a few weeks ago, I thought my life was stable. Not extraordinary, not dramatic, just quietly stable. I'd been with my boyfriend Jason for 2 years. He's 25 younger than me, full of restless energy and charm that drew me in from the start. We moved in together about 6 months ago. I handled most of the boring responsibilities, rent reminders, groceries bills, while he brought spontaneity. We balanced each other, or so I thought. That night, I left work late and decided to pick up takeout from our usual Thai place. The smell of basil chicken hit me the second I pushed open the door. I was tired, hungry, and thinking of nothing except curling up on the couch with Jason and Netflix. But fate, or maybe irony, decided to crush that small fantasy in seconds. Because there he was, Jason, sitting in a booth at the corner with his three best friends, Marcus, Liam, and Ethan. Phones out. Papers spread across the table. They looked like they were plotting a heist. I almost waved, almost walked over, but then I heard my name. Trust me, every girl fails the test, Marcus was saying, smirking like he was delivering wisdom. When Sophia thought I was breaking up with her, she begged me not to, proved she was attached. That's how you know she's invested. Jason leaned forward, looking uncertain. But Susan's different. She doesn't play games. We've built something real. I don't want to push her away. That's exactly why you need to test her. Ethan cut in, tapping the table for emphasis. You don't want to waste years on someone who's only half in. Tonight's the night. Tell her you're not feeling it anymore. If she fights for you, begs, cries, she's worth it. If she just says, okay, she never loved you. I froze, half hidden behind the bamboo divider near the register. It took me a second to process what I was hearing. They were planning a fake breakup. A loyalty test. My stomach dropped. Jason's voice wavered. I don't know, man. It feels kind of manipulative. It's not manipulation, it's protection, Marcus insisted. You need proof she's the real deal. Otherwise, you'll end up like me, wasting years. Liam grinned, sliding a piece of paper toward Jason. We even wrote you a script. Say you need space. Say you're not feeling it anymore. Watch how she reacts. And record it, we need evidence. The others laughed, proud of themselves, like they'd just solved world hunger. And me, I felt something inside me snap. 2 years together, living together, and Jason was willing to let these self-appointed love doctors reduce us to a cruel social experiment. I should have stormed over, called them out, ended it right then. But instead, I stood frozen, heart racing, mind spinning. And then an idea flickered to life. Dangerous. Wicked. Sharp. If Jason wanted a test, I'd give him one, but not the one he expected. I collected my order quietly and slipped out the side door unnoticed. My hands trembled as I gripped the plastic bag. By the time I reached home, the plan had already formed. If Jason wanted to see me beg, cry, and fall apart, well, I could act. I'd give him the performance of a lifetime. But I'd twist it. Feed him lies so absurd, so outrageous, his little test would crumble in his hands. I set the stage laptop open on the kitchen table, spreadsheets pulled up like I'd been working late. I practiced a nervous look in the reflection of the microwave, shoulders slumped, lips trembling, eyes wet but not broken. When Jason walked through the door that night, he'd be stepping onto my stage. And I was done playing the role of the trusting girlfriend. This time the script would be mine. Jason came home around 8, tossing his keys onto the counter like nothing was wrong. But I noticed it right away, the way he kept fiddling with his phone, the faint nervous twitch in his jaw. He was preparing himself, rehearsing. I shut my laptop with exaggerated relief. Oh, thank God you're home. We really need to talk. His eyes widened, caught off guard. Yeah. Actually, I needed to talk to you too. We sat at the kitchen table. Jason pulled out his phone camera, angled just right, pretending like he was scrolling. My stomach knotted, but my face stayed soft, vulnerable. He inhaled deeply, his voice trembling like he'd practiced in front of a mirror. Susan, I've been thinking a lot about us. And I need some space. I don't think this is working anymore. It was straight from the script, flat, empty. I let silence hang heavy in the room, then whispered, No. Jason, please. You can't do this. Not now. I grabbed his hand with desperate intensity, letting my eyes glisten. His shoulders relaxed as if reassured. His script was working. But then I let my voice break in just the right way. Who's going to help me pay off my secret gambling debts? Jason froze. You're what? I leaned closer, whispering like it was a confession that killed me to admit. It started small. 50 here, 100 there. Online poker. But I kept losing. Kept chasing. Jason, I'm in deep. How deep his hand slipped from mine, his eyes wide. 47,000. I choked on the number, letting fake tears spill. He sat back hard in his chair. 47. Susan, what the hell? But I wasn't done. Oh no, this was only the beginning. And I didn't want you to find out like this, but remember when your car got that weird scratch last month? That was me. I was practicing parallel parking at 3 a.m. because I failed my driver's test 4 times. My license is expired. Jason's face turned a shade of pale I'd never seen before. You've been driving illegally with my car. Only yours, I sniffled. Mine's been repossessed. That's why it's been in the shop for 2 months. He opened his mouth shut, it then opened it again, like a goldfish gasping for air. I pressed forward, relentless. Also, I may have told my mom we're engaged. She's already put down deposits for the wedding venue. Non-refundable. If we break up, she'll blame you forever. Jason's phone tilted dangerously in his hand, the recording forgotten. Engaged, deposits. Susan, are you insane? I bit my lip, trembling. And remember that marathon next month I signed us up as a couple? The entrance fee was $500. My friend Ryan already made team shirts with our faces on them. Ryan, Jason echoed faintly. Oh, and bed bugs from my cousin's apartment. I think they traveled in my gym bag. I've been secretly treating the bedroom, but if you leave, I'll have to deal with them alone. That did it. Jason shot out of his chair, staring at the floor like it might be crawling with invisible pests. Before he could speak, the front door burst open. Marcus, Liam, and Ethan stormed in like some budget SWAT team. Jason, we heard everything through the phone, Marcus shouted. She's drowning in debt and has bed bugs. Get your stuff and leave, man. I straightened in my seat, all pretense of fragility gone. My voice turned sharp, steady. Oh, good. The council's here. I was hoping you'd make an appearance. Their heads whipped toward me, startled. Jason stammered, Wait, Susan. What? I folded my arms, smiling coldly. How's that OnlyFans graphic design gig going? Ethan still telling people it's freelance work. Dead silence. And Marcus, I added sweetly, does Sophia know you only broke up with her because she caught you flirting with her roommate? His jaw clenched. I turned last to Liam. And that internship you brag about, funny how unpaid positions don't usually cover bar tabs. They shifted uncomfortably, but I didn't give them time to recover. Here's the thing, I said, my voice cutting like glass. I heard everything. At the Thai place. The script, the test, the recording, all of it. Jason's face drained of color. His phone slipped from his hand, clattering onto the table. There are no gambling debts, no bedbugs, no secret engagement, no expired license. I made it all up to show you how ridiculous your little game is. The silence was suffocating. Jason stared at me like I'd just burned down his entire reality. I rose slowly, letting my chair scrape against the floor. Congratulations, boys. You tested me, and you failed yourselves. And then I walked out, leaving them stunned in their own wreckage. I didn't slam the door when I left. I wanted it to be quiet, final. My bag was already packed with the essentials: laptop, wallet, toothbrush, charger, enough to keep me away for a few days. I stayed at my friend Nora's apartment that night, curled up on her couch while she shoved a glass of wine into my hand. She didn't press me for details, just gave me a blanket and let me breathe. My phone lit up on the coffee table, 5 missed calls, then 10, then 30. By midnight, I had over 100 texts from Jason. The messages swung wildly like he was spinning on a carousel of panic. Susan, please, I didn't mean it. It was just a test. I was stupid. I'm sorry. If you don't answer, I'm throwing out your clothes. You're overreacting. Don't make this bigger than it is. I love you. Just come home, please. Every ping on the screen only hardened my resolve. By the 3rd day, his desperation turned darker. You lied for Susan. You admitted to debts, to all that stuff. That's worse than what I did. I almost laughed at the audacity. He couldn't even keep straight what was real and what wasn't anymore. When I finally went back to the apartment, it was during Jason's work shift. Nora came with me for backup. My plan was simple: pack my things, leave everything we bought together, and never look back. I moved quietly, methodically, clothes into suitcases, important documents into folders. My chest tightened as I passed our framed photos, us at the beach, us at his sister's wedding, us pretending to be forever. I left them all behind. Then I saw it. His laptop open on the coffee table, a group chat window stretched across the screen. Kings holding kings up. I shouldn't have clicked. I shouldn't have read, but I did. And what I found made my stomach turn. Message after message scrolled down. Marcus made Sophia cancel plans last minute to see if her man would get angry. He didn't. Fail. Liam had my girlfriend's friend hit on me at a bar. She didn't notice. Fail. Ethan told mine my ex texted me. She just said, okay. Fail. And then Jason's message dated the night before. Jason gonna try the breakup script tonight. Recording it. Wish me luck. My hands shook as I scrolled further. Screenshots of conversations, detailed notes about reactions, a whole playbook of manipulation. They weren't just testing me, they were testing everyone. I felt bile rise in my throat. How long had I been a character in their sick reality show? How many times had Jason tested me without me even realizing? The late night cancellations, the sudden jealous questions, the random cold shoulders, they all clicked into place. None of it had been organic. It had been orchestrated. I snapped photos of everything. Every incriminating message, every smug brag, proof. When I finally zipped my suitcase and stepped out of that apartment, I wasn't just leaving Jason. I was leaving the entire rotten kingdom he and his friends had built. As the door shut behind me, I whispered to myself, "You wanted evidence, Jason. So do I." And I had plenty. The screenshots sat in my phone like ticking bombs. I didn't rush to use them. At first, I just wanted distant silence to breathe without the weight of betrayal on my chest. But the thing about poison, it doesn't stay contained. It spreads. It started when Tyler Marcus's long-suffering boyfriend reached out. He'd seen Jason's meltdown on social media, vague posts about dishonest women, and failed loyalty tests. Tyler messaged me privately. "Is it true about this breakup test thing?" I hesitated for a moment, then sent him one screenshot. Just one. Marcus bragging about testing Sophia with a staged flirt. Tyler's reply came fast. "Wow. I knew something was off. Thank you, Susan." Within 24 hours, Sophia dumped Marcus. And that was just the first domino. Next was Liam. His girlfriend stumbled across one of my posts, hinting at manipulation, and asked me directly. I didn't hold back this time. I forwarded her the chat logs where Liam gloated about baiting her with lies. By the end of the week, she had blocked him everywhere and posted her own story online. The comments shredded him. Ethan tried to get ahead of it, posting some pathetic rant about girls exaggerating tests and people who can't handle challenges in relationships. But then his ex resurfaced, sharing her experience with Ethan's fake ex texting stunt. The receipts piled up and Ethan's credibility crumbled. And Jason? He went into full-blown panic mode. He called me from different numbers after I blocked his. Left voicemails that swung between groveling and rage. "Please, Susan, you don't understand. They pressured me into it. You had no right to tell Sophia or Tyler. This is between us. If you ruin my friendships, I'll never forgive you." The irony nearly made me laugh. He was worried about his friendships while mine had been collateral damage in his little experiment. When I didn't respond, he escalated. Showed up at Nora's building one afternoon, eyes red, hands shaking. He begged me in the lobby for 5 minutes of my time. Security escorted him out when he refused to leave. Through the glass doors, I watched him shout, "It was just a prank. It was supposed to prove you loved me." But all I could think was, real love doesn't need a script. The more the truth spread, the more the so-called kings holding kings up fell apart. Their group chat turned into a battlefield. I still had access through Jason's laptop. It was like watching a snake devour itself. Marcus. "This is your fault, Jason. You let Susan find everything." Jason, "Don't pin this on me. We all agreed." Liam, "Shut up, both of you. I'm already blocked by half my contacts." Ethan, "Susan's out there ruining our lives. We should have never let her in." I almost pitied them. Almost. Because the truth was simple, I didn't ruin their lives. They did. I just held up the mirror. And for Jason, that mirror was the cruelest. His world, his reputation, his circle of so-called brothers, it was all shattering piece by piece. The loyalty test he'd wanted so badly, he was failing it in every possible way. When cornered, some people apologize. Others lash out. Jason chose the latter. A week after I'd left, my phone buzzed with screenshots from mutual friends. Jason had started posting long, dramatic Facebook statuses. Imagine giving your whole heart to someone only for them to lie about debts, cheat tests of loyalty, and abandon you. Some people can't handle real love. The comments poured in. His friends Marcus, Liam, Ethan backed him instantly. They piled on, calling me manipulative, dishonest, unstable. "Marcus, bro, she straight up admitted she gambled away $50K. That's on her, not you." Liam, "She lied, Jason. Don't let her twist it." Ethan, "She's dangerous. Glad you got out." For a moment, reading it all, I felt a stab of panic. The narrative was slipping. People might believe them. But then I opened my camera roll. Dozens of screenshots stared back at me. The group chat logs, their so-called strategies, their bragging. Hard evidence. So I fought fire with truth. I didn't rant. I didn't name call. I simply posted a thread with receipts. The exact chat where Jason planned the breakup script. Marcus boasting about manipulating Sophia. Liam detailing how he baited his girlfriend. Ethan bragging about his fake ex texting test. No commentary, no embellishment, just facts. The reaction was immediate. Friends who had believed Jason's version suddenly went silent. Comments shifted tone. Wait, so she didn't actually have debts. This is messed up. Why would you need to test someone's love like that? Jason, this doesn't look good, man. Jason tried to double down. He wrote another post accusing me of invading his privacy by sharing screenshots. But by then, the tide had turned. People weren't buying it anymore. Meanwhile, his own King's chat imploded. I still had a window into their meltdown. Marcus, she's making us look like idiots. I can't go anywhere without people asking about this. Liam, my ex sent the screenshots to my mom. My mom, dude. Ethan, I lost 2 clients because they saw this crap online. Thanks a lot. Jason, stop blaming me. Susan's the one weaponizing it. Weaponizing exposing, absolutely. The smear campaign didn't stop with social media. Jason's sister texted me, "You're really throwing away 2 years over a silly prank. Don't you think you're being dramatic?" I sent her the screenshots. Her reply was a single word, wow. Then came Jason's mom messaging me on Facebook. Susan, relationships take work. Jason said you lied to him. Maybe try to talk it out instead of airing dirty laundry. Again, I sent the evidence. Her response, he's dead to me until he apologizes. I almost felt sorry for him then. Almost. But Jason wasn't finished. Desperation made him reckless. He accused me publicly of stealing things from the apartment cache, a family heirloom ring, even his prescription meds. I didn't panic this time. I simply uploaded receipts, photos of my Amazon orders for the books he claimed I stole, old texts where he admitted he never owned a grandmother's ring, bank statements showing no cash withdrawals. Within hours, the comments shredded him. Dude, this is embarrassing. Stop lying, Jason. She literally has proof. His post vanished, but screenshots once again were forever. The smear campaign backfired spectacularly. His reputation was in tatters, his friendships fractured, and his credibility gone. And me. For the first time in weeks, I felt something close to peace. Because no matter what Jason or his kings tried to spin, the truth had already spoken louder than any lie they could invent. And it wasn't done with them yet. By the end of the month, Jason's world had collapsed. Marcus was back living with his parents after Sophia dumped him. Liam's girlfriend exposed his manipulations publicly, and his internship connections evaporated overnight. Ethan lost not only his relationship, but also several clients once screenshots of his bragging circulated in professional circles. Their little kingdom of kings holding. Kings Up had imploded, every throne overturned, every crown broken. And Jason, he was the one left in the rubble. He lost the apartment after I walked away, without my half of the rent he couldn't keep up. His friends avoided him, too busy salvaging their own reputations to stand by him. He spent weeks spiraling on social media, posting vague quotes about betrayal and fake women. Each post got fewer likes than the last. He still called me sometimes, voicemails that I never answered. They blurred together. "You ruined everything, Susan. I just wanted to know you loved me. Please, I can't do this without you." But each time his voice sounded smaller. Meanwhile, I began stitching my life back together. Therapy helped me sort through the wreckage to understand that none of this had been my fault. I started journaling again, filling pages with thoughts I'd suppressed while I was with him. I reconnected with old friends I'd drifted from during the relationship. Slowly, the isolation Jason and his circle had built around me started to dissolve. And then, unexpectedly, I met someone. Ryan, 26, from my climbing gym. He was steady where Jason was chaotic, genuine where Jason was performative. By our third date, I told him everything about the breakup test, the fake confessions, the group chat. His response, he laughed, shaking his head. Wait, grown men actually stage loyalty tests. What is this, middle school? For the first time in a long while, I laughed too. But Jason wasn't finished with me. Not really. One morning, Nora handed me an envelope that had arrived at her place with my name scrawled on it. Jason had figured out where I was staying. Inside was a handwritten letter, pages of self-pity, scribbled apologies, and twisted logic. I only tested you because I loved you too much. You humiliated me. You ruined my friendships. Please. Susan, don't let 2 years go to waste. I know we're meant to be. Everyone else turned on me, but I know you won't. I folded the letter back into the envelope and dropped it straight into the trash. Because the truth was simple, Jason had already failed his own test. As I closed that chapter, I thought about the irony. He and his friends had wanted proof that their partners were loyal, emotional, invested. But all they proved was how little they understood love. Love isn't measured in begging or tears or scripted reactions. Love is quiet consistency, honesty, trust. And when they put me on trial, I didn't just survive it, I exposed them. They tested me for loyalty. I tested them for humanity, and they failed. Still, sometimes late at night, I wonder if Jason's story is really over. Because people like him don't change, they reinvent. They crawl out of the wreckage wearing new masks, carrying the same poison. The last line of his letter burned in my memory. This isn't goodbye. You'll see me again. You'll realize I was right all along. I hope he was wrong. But deep down, I know men like Jason don't disappear. They linger in shadows, waiting for another chance to play the same games. And if he ever does resurface in my life, I'll be ready. Because I've learned the most important truth of all. When someone shows you they'd rather test your love than trust it, that's the only answer you'll ever need.